is it going, ladies and gentlemen? This is Twigger coming at you with another high ELO commentary, this time focusing on this lovely little Lulu right here, Xpecial from Team Solo Mid, the support player for TSM. Can't wait to cast another one of his games. It has been quite some time since I've actually had a support commentary here, and Xpecial being one of the best supports currently in the game on Team Solo Mid. I love watching his playstyle, but some very interesting picks on this blue team, and I don't actually know how to organize their team because currently we have a very well-known top laner, ZionSpartan from Team Coast, up in the top lane playing Quin, which I'm very excited to see. But from what it looks like, I don't know if he's top lane, but Varus bought a door and shield, and they have a Kale support, and Volibear doesn't have smite. It's Lee Sin in the jungle. I have no idea what that team is like, so we're just going to play this game out and see exactly what goes on, and I'm very glad I came in at this time because it's right now 0-0, 3 minutes in, and we have the first gank coming in from this Amumu in the top lane, and we're going to see if it turns into a kill. The flash being used by ZionSpartan very, very early, and it looks like it's going to be the first blood coming in from Quantic Apple on that Riven. Very scary stuff for a Riven to get the first blood. Riven is such a snowbally champion. And it looks like we currently have the Lee Sin coming up, the odd orange up in the top lane, going to soak up that experience. And we had two people in the mid lane, Volibear and Varus, just trying to do something down here. And we currently just have Kale in the bot lane. I have the feeling that maybe Kale is supposed to be the mid laner. Let's see, he's got 28 AP, so he is probably the mid laner, so I'm going to change him up. Maybe they are running a Volibear Varus lane. I'm not entirely sure, but a great flip on the Amumu, having to burn his flash to get out of that one, and the flash being burnt from the Talon as well. Varus currently does have his flash. He is going to flash for this one. Going to get the Ignite down in the barrier coming up, the Lee Sin coming down as well, and it looks like Amumu's going to die as well. Had nothing to bandage toss to. That's going to be 2 kills going down for the red team, taking back that gold lead, 5.5k to the 5.1k of the blue team. Only 4 minutes into this game. Looks like we already have a pretty action-packed game for this one. Looking very much forward to commentating on it. But the main reason that we're here, guys, is this Xpecial down in the bot lane playing the Lulu. I always love commentating on a good support, just because support is one of those roles that I have to admit, even I am kind of off and on about wanting to play it. It very much gets ignored in the solo queue scene. Everybody wants to play a carry role. Nobody really wants to play support all that often. But when you're good at support, it is one of the most pivotal roles on the team, being able to ward everything and keep everything in vision of your team, setting up the plays for your team and making sure that your team knows what they're getting themselves into. And especially with supports like Lulu, having that ultimate to keep your carries alive and give them the kills and make sure that your team is going to succeed by making sure that the people who are doing the damage are going to continue doing the damage. It's a very selfless role, support. But it looks like we have a gank up in the top lane, but Lee Sin is going to be there to do a bit of a counter gank. Amumu taking quite a bit of damage from that Lee Sin, and one of the big things that occurred that I didn't really comment on is that Amumu lost his buffs in that previous engagement in the mid lane. But the Ignite going down onto the Kale, we have a Rengar ADC. He's going to flash to pick up that one, but he is going to die, so it's going to be a trade. But overall, it was more in favor of the blue team because Xpecial did pick up that assist while it was just a solo kill for the Kale. But interesting kind of choice to flash into that one and pick up that kill. But overall, not a horrible play. But as we're seeing, kind of a very strange team comp on both sides. They do have that Rengar ADC with Xpecial. So God knows what that's all about. I don't really know if it's good or not. I have never seen it, but ZionSpartan taking a little bit of heat from this Riven. Looks like it's a fairly even battle right now. Quin is quite a good duelist, but the Ignite going down onto Riven, I think she's going to have to rethink her strategy on this one because with the range of the Quin, but she's going to dive in that one, get the stun down. I don't think it's going to be enough, but the shield coming out of the Riven. No, what the hell are you doing, directed cam? I don't know what's going on in the top lane. I want to see what's going on. There is a kill down in the mid lane. I will rewind that, but this is the fight that I really want to see right now. ZionSpartan getting the Q off, going to blind her, but not going to be enough. He's going to die, and now we're going to jump back so we can see this kill down in the mid lane on the Talon, but wow, what a great fight up in the top. The flash coming out of the Volibear to knock the Talon up in the air, but it looks like Volibear is going to be killed as well. So in the process of killing one, they lost one, so currently 2 for 1 in that top lane and mid lane trade in favor of the blue team, but some pretty incredible fights going on in the mid lane and in the top lane. That Riven Quin duel was quite impressive, but those shields coming out of the Riven and the fact that she got first blood to get that cloth armor really did help her in the end. So wow, just a pretty action-packed game in the first 7 minutes, already being 4-4. And Rengar doing a big leap over to that Kayle, already very, very low, so Rengar really abusing that brush to do as much harass on Kayle as he can. Not very used to seeing Kayle in this bot lane, but Xpecial coming around. Looks like they're going to want to dive this one. Kayle doing as much damage to Rengar as she can, and there's going to be the kill. Ryan Choi picking up the Kayle. Going to heal up a little bit off of that W. Going to survive just barely, though, so fairly risky play, but Xpecial once again picking up another assist on that one. Just being there to pop those shields and make sure that Kayle was not going to be escaping that one. And now Rengar taking, sorry, Volibear taking a little bit of heat from Xpecial. I'm so curious about these teams and like why these teams chose to pick the champions that they did in the lanes that they did. I'm not sure. But I do understand the Quin pick up in the top lane. As a lot of the pro players have said, the Quin in the ADC role doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. But Quin in the top lane as more of a duelist and a counter to these hard engage melee fighters seems to be pretty good. But as of right now, Xpecial having, ZionSpartan having to pop his ultimate just to get away from the Riven. Never a good sign when you have to just use the speed buff on your ultimate rather than it being a chasing tool. It means you're already on the defensive. So coming in to try to do some damage to Riven using that offensive end of his ultimate to do some damage. But Riven just popping that pot, probably going to be back up to a decent amount of health. Why do I keep trying to say Xpecial when I mean ZionSpartan? ZionSpartan does still have a pot left, and he does have 2 Doran's Blades, so going to be doing a little bit less damage than Riven with the pickaxe, but, you know, has a little bit more sustain with a little bit extra life steal, and just kind of looking to get that damage right away so we can still kind of trade evenly with the Riven, or hopefully beat her even without the extra damage that Riven has. But ZionSpartan taking a lot of heat from this Riven. Going to just have to run away from this one. But Riven is incredibly mobile. I don't know if he's going to be able to catch ZionSpartan here, but taking the long way around. Going to have to flash away from the Riven. And the flash coming out of the Riven as well. A great play on the Riven's part. Flashing over that one, getting the stun and the knockup from her Q. But the Varus ultimate going off onto Xpecial. Xpecial having to pop the ultimate onto Talon. And it looks like the Dragon is going to go to the red team. A great steal from the Lee Sin. Also picking up the Amumu. And now Xpecial dying as well. 3 kills. And now it's going to be 4 kills. Xpecial falling as well. 4 for nothing. And the Dragon, ZionSpartan did die up in the top lane. So really it was kind of a 4-on-1 if you're looking at a team fight perspective. But wow, what a fight for that red team. Picking up the Dragon and 4 kills. That was huge. Not really sure how that one played out, but wow, we already are sitting now at 9 minutes and 40 seconds with a 3K gold lead in favor of ZionSpartan and that red team. So Xpecial and his blue team are going to have to figure out some way to answer this, and I think the answer is going to be within Riven, because currently she's sitting at 3-0-0 and already buying that Vampiric Scepter, a couple more wards just to make sure that she's not going to get ganked horribly in lane and lose that advantage, but she is quite far ahead of ZionSpartan's Quin, and especially when you look at the goal difference, I'm assuming 2.6 to 3.3, quite a big goal difference in favor of the Riven in the top lane. And Riven is just one of those champions that in the mid game, if she has snowballed to become fairly strong, she will take down your team one by one. So look forward to seeing Riven in these team fights and see if they can actually pull anything off. The knockup being happening onto the Talon, and Lee Sin picking the exact right spot to be standing. The kick going down onto Talon, but not having the Q, and Amumu just using his bandage shots to get over that wall to the Wraiths. But it looks like Lee Sin's going to come over. The Wraiths did go to the Amumu, and Lee Sin is just chasing this one, but Talon is now here. The ultimate coming out from Amumu. I think this is going to be enough to kill Lee Sin, but he's going to flash away, try to get the Q down and try to pick up the Amumu, but it is not going to be enough. Looks like we have another fight going down. The Riven is now finally roamed down into this mid lane here, and Talon coming in to the shutdown bonus going to the Riven on the Varus, and it looks like that was just a perfect time for Riven to roam down. Quin is still up in that top lane doing as much damage as she can to the turret because there's nothing she can really do otherwise. Not going to make it down for that fight in enough time, but great survival from that Amumu and the Talon, and then coming back into the fight to do as much damage as they could. But Kayle now pushing this Rengar out of lane, having to flash to get away from that kill. And it looks like the blue team is now pushing down this mid lane turret. We just have such an action-packed game here, and now it's going to be only 1,000 gold difference for the red team. So, and that might just be the boost of confidence that the blue team needed. Looks like the Volibear is going to be coming in on this one, but the Volibear does not have a lot of farm at all. It doesn't really have any items to kind of write home about. But Xpecial now finding himself in a bad position. I don't think he's going to have enough to take down the Volibear, but the odd orange is going to land that Q and kill Xpecial. He kind of got himself in a little bit of hot water trying to take down that Volibear while he was trying to take down the Amumu. But once again, one of those things that the support can sacrifice himself or herself for the good of another player. But wow, that was so much action. I just did so much talking in the span of the past 3 minutes. So we now have Zion pushed up a little bit in this top lane, and I have to say this is probably going to be favoring the Riven. Quin is now in a bit of a kind of a pushed up scenario, and without the ultimate going down, the turret being dropped in the mid lane and the ultimate being popped by the Varus, but it doesn't look like it's going to actually amount to anything. They're just going to back off on that one, making sure that Amumu didn't engage on them. But here comes Riven for the engage on ZionSpartan, but it doesn't look like the Riven really wants to fight ZionSpartan, but ZionSpartan does want to fight her, but Xpecial coming in, doing the best support that he can, and making sure that Riven stays alive, thwarting off the engagement from the Quin, ultimate being wasted from Quin as well, didn't really amount to anything, so overall, good play on Xpecial's part, but showing that ZionSpartan as Quin can still kind of stand up to a pretty fed Riven, I'd have to say, but Lee Sin now trying to do some damage to this Amumu. The Amumu ultimate going off, and Rengar is now here to try to do some damage as well as the Talon. But it looks like Lee Sin got away. No, he did not. I thought that might have been an escape there, but Talon getting that extra little bit of damage down, killing the Lee Sin. Lee Sin sitting at 3, 2, and 4. But it looks like Kale and Volibear found themselves a wild Talon. The flip not coming out, the ultimate coming out from the Talon. It looks like Kale's not going the right way, and Talon is running the right way. Rengar using his ultimate as well, maybe try to make something happen here, because Xpecial is here as well. The Volibear getting dropped so quickly, and it looks like the Kale's in a bit of a predicament as well. Fails the flash over the wall, and that's going to be a kill for the Talon. Great escape from the Talon. If he can survive these minions, God, nearly 20 health. So does manage to survive. I thought I was going to speak too soon on his survival tactics there, but Talon surviving, doing a great escape and managing to come back for that kill onto the Kale, even though he failed his flash over the wall. If he managed to flash over the wall, he might have been able to pick off that Talon, but was not meant to be. But even with all the great plays coming out of the blue team, they're still behind. It's 22.4 to 21.1k in favor of that red team. So though the gap has closed and become a little bit more narrow in the goal difference, it's still much in favor of that red team. And it looks like Rengar and Xpecial doing their best to take down this blue buff before anybody comes in. Rengar going to be the one picking that one up and not resetting it. Looks like Volibear is just going to come in and kill that last little lizard. And the Q has landed onto Talon. He does have his ultimate available now, so he's going to pop that to try to escape this one. And Riven is down here now as well. It looks like there's going to be a fight. The Volibear just getting absolutely annihilated. Rengar using those brushes to his advantage, and that's going to be a kill for Amumu. And it looks like Lee Sin is still chasing that Talon, but I don't really know he's going to get away from this one because Talon does not have his flash available right now. Lee Sin's just going to keep on picking away that one. Aggro the Baron, and the Baron's actually going to be the one to kind of get the last hit, but the shutdown going to the Varus. Quin now being locked down from this the Rengar and his Bola strike, and it looks like this is just becoming a kind of a messy and bad fight for the red team. Lee Sin is still here, going to try to take down the Riven, but it's probably not going to be enough. The intervention coming down onto Lee Sin, and then going back in while they've separated. Great little play there. The shutdown bonus going down for the Lee Sin on the Riven, and Lee Sin's going to have to try to get out of this one, safeguarding to a ward, getting a little bit of a shield, managing to escape that one, and Kale's now doing work on Xpecial, going to hopefully kill this one. I don't know if this is going to be enough. Xpecial running away with a sliver of health. Lee Sin is also here with a sliver of health as well. I don't really know how this one's going to play out. The stun landing, Amumu killing the Lee Sin, but Varus going to be picking up the Amumu. Xpecial getting away with just an absolute sliver of health. What a crazy and messed up fight that was, but a lot of people ended up dying. More people on the blue side, I would say. The Volibear did die early, but it was, I don't know, I can't remember everybody who died. It was such a prolonged fight, but we're currently sitting at 14 to 13 and about a 2k goal difference in favor of the red team. Kale getting caught out now. His intervention is not available. He's going to be taken down by Killicast on that Talon. And Volibear now trying his luck against this Talon, but the blue team is slowly coming in on this one. and Volibear is going to need to get his run back up because the Rengar ultimate has been popped, and he wants blood now. So he's going to be able to jump to somebody, get that bullet strike on, slow down the Varus, and now the Riven is here as well as the Talon. Rengar using that brush to his advantage to jump to the Varus, and that's going to be enough to kill the Varus, and the double kill going to the Talon. Great amount of chase potential on that blue team with the Rengar using that river brush in the top lane to his utmost advantage. But while all that's being said and done, Quin is just in the mid lane pushing down, trying to push down the turret, but really is not doing any damage to this Amumu. He has absolutely no armor pen, and Amumu sitting with that chain vest and the Giant's belt. Really going to be difficult to take down by just by Quin himself. A great Q landing onto the Rengar, but out of range for the... no, he's not. Ends up getting into that one, and once again, safeguarding back while the intervention was on. Not exactly the best communication between the Lee Sin and the KO, but ZionSpartan coming in, using his ultimate, the last proc of that to pick up the Rengar, but it looks like he's just going to be taken down very, very quick by Xpecial picking up that kill. And now Kale in a bit of trouble here, going to be taken down very, very quickly by the Riven. And it looks like Lee Sin is just trying to chase down this Talon, but it's not going to be enough. It doesn't look like Lee Sin staying alive as long as he can. Q landing onto the Mumu, but it's not going to be enough. And Volibear now in a bad position, trying to flash to kill the Talon. But a great Q from the Varus, the piercing arrow, managing to pick up that Talon. And a great ultimate going to lock everybody down. But Riven is very, very fast. Double kill for the Varus. Unreal play currently from the Varus. A lot of damage that I did not expect. Now probably going to take down this Amumu. There's a triple kill. Is the quadra kill in Varus's future. He's trying to run to find the Amumu. Amumu is not standing in a warded brush, but I don't know if Varus is going to pick correctly, but he did stop the back from Amumu, so this should hopefully be a kill for the Varus. That brush is warded, so he's got full sight of them, and there is the unofficial quadra kill for the Varus. A great time to enter in on that fight from what was a devastating fight in favor of the blue team. Just turned into a devastating fight in favor of the red team. Him picking up so many kills, now sitting at 10, 2, and 5. And might I just mention, Varus having a long range with those piercing arrows, and also that percentage health damage. The tank line of Amumu and Riven is really not going to last very long at all. And it looks like Talon is now trying his luck against this Varus. I don't know if he's going to have enough. The piercing arrow managing to land, but it's not going to be enough to pick up the Talon. But when you have your main assassin, who is 7, 5, and 5, doing very well in this game, who does not have nearly enough damage to take down the AD carry of the enemy team, you have a problem, because Talon and Rengar are going to be the ones who are going to be jumping right in onto Varus, and he has the ability to survive right now. The ultimate coming down onto Rengar, and right now Varus is just outplaying them, missing that piercing arrow. So I love it right when I say outplaying them. He misses the piercing arrow, just fires it completely in the opposite direction. But it's not good when your assassins, who are supposed to be killing the AD carry, are not able to do so. But it looks like Volibear trying to laugh at the Riven is probably going to die for this. So kind of a dumb play there, just feeding the Riven a little bit. But might have baited Riven into a death herself. But Xpecial being here to pop that wild growth onto Riven to keep her alive. ZionSpartan getting stunned up by the Riven. There's going to be a double kill for Riven. And Lee Sin's just going to have to back out of that one. I don't really know what Volibear was thinking on that. But while we were discussing what was going on in the top lane, the Varus, Lee Sin did steal the red buff from the Amumu, so a little bit of an advantage there, but looks like Kale is taking a lot of damage. Pops that intervention to try to block out as much damage as you can. The intervention was popped, so it's not going to be ready for this Lee Sin, who's currently taking a lot of heat from the blue team, and that's going to be an unofficial triple kill for the Riven, doing so well this game. It's pretty much right now a game between Riven and Varus, both being 10 and 2. Unbelievable scores in this high level of solo queue. But, wow, I just have not gotten a break from chatting. Varus whiffing his ultimate onto Xpecial, but he's probably going to have enough to take this one down, getting that kill down. He is now unstoppable, but we have this Rengar up in the top lane pushing, and with his Q being able to push down these turrets, it's going to go down so quickly. And Volibear now trying his luck against the Talon. The Kale is here as well, but Riven just jumps immediately onto the Kale and absolutely blows him up with the Talon ultimate. Wow, didn't even get a chance to run away from that one. And there's the double kill going for the Talon, killing that Volibear. Volibear not really having a big impact on this game at all. But ZionSpartan and Lee Sin going in on this one. The Lee Sin gets stunned up, but manages to safeguard to a ward. The kick coming out to try to knock these people back, but a double kill going for the Amumu. A great Riven ultimate doing so much damage to those two, and Amumu just being there for the last hit. So, God, hopefully this is an actual break in the action, because this has just been an absolutely nuts game, a knucking futz game, if you would. But wow, 28 to 20 now, 38.2k gold to 35.2k gold. it has just switched so well in favor of the blue team now, getting 3 extra turrets over the red team. Really kind of swinging things in their favor. So I'm just going to take a drink here so I can actually continue to talk for the rest of this game. There we go. That's a bit better. But not really sure what else to say here. Kind of interesting to see Amumu has opted for, oh, look at the damage going down onto Kale, having to pop that intervention. So ultimate for ultimate, not really the best trade, but Varus now popping his ultimate onto the Talon, having to flash over that wall, manages to get over that wall, and Riven now in a little bit of problems here, but Xpecial being able to slow everybody down, make sure that nothing happens. Amumu coming in now, landing an ultimate, and wow, Kale and Volibear just get absolutely dominated. And it looks like Varus is going to be in a bit of trouble here. Lee Sin trying to come in to safeguard to Varus to keep him alive. The Guardian Angel being popped. Lee Sin was not able to save him. ZionSpartan now coming in to try to do as much as he can, but Riven is now taken down very quickly by ZionSpartan. And wow, Varus is still alive. He managed to take down 2 of them. Amumu and Rengar going down. Gets picked off by Xpecial though. Great play. But wow, so much action going down, and Talon pushing up that top lane, nearly getting to the inhibitor, but he's going back now. He managed to bait Lee Sin to coming back. I think he's actually going to finish the B, and there's nobody there, but no, Lee Sin managing to stop the B. I guess good communication from the team, and stays to hopefully push down their own inhibitor. Talon having to be to try to take down this Lee Sin and the, who's with him, Quin. But, wow, I don't know if he's going to have enough. Wow, jumping in. Oh, it's going to be a kill. The Ignite going down onto the Quin, and there's the killing spree for Talon. They didn't even get much damage down onto the inhibitor turret at all. Can't believe the amount of assassination damage coming from this blue team with Riven, Rengar, and Talon. Just so much, and with the CC from Amumu, they can really just run rampant on this enemy team, and plus the wild growth from Xpecial keeping one of them, whoever gets targeted the most, alive. It's a very interesting team comp, and Xpecial is playing very, very well, keeping his team alive and doing as much as he can. You're seeing quite a phenomenal support score, having only 2 kills out of the 32, only 5 deaths, which is pretty much on par with the majority of his team, and 16 assists. So really making sure that he's being a part of a lot of kills, but not taking the kills. So he does have an Oracle's right now going to be clearing out that Baron. It is going to be the next big objective because Dragon is coming up in a minute, but at this point in the game, 23 minutes in, Dragon is not overly important, but that Baron buff is huge no matter what point in the game it is. So Xpecial just going to be clearing that one up. I do not believe that we have an Oracle's on the Volibear. I will check that right now. No, we do not. And really, he doesn't have any wards. He just has the Sight Stone. So not even any pink wards. So if they want to try to do that, the Baron, they don't have any way of preventing the enemy team from seeing them. Looks like Volibear getting caught out a little bit here. The ultimate going down just on the Volibear, so not exactly the best Amumu ultimate that I've seen, but Volibear being not taken out quite yet. The Talon running away, but it looks like the Rengar is going to be able to take that one. Lee Sin flashing over the wall, getting away from that one, but Volibear and Lee Sin are both dead. Talon being taken down from the enemy team, but the Fed person, Varus, is dead now. And the Riven is not. The Ignite is going to be enough to take him down. ZionSpartan getting the kill on that one, but now it is ZionSpartan versus the world, and that's going to be a kill onto that one for Xpecial, picking up his 4th kill of the game, and now it's 2 kills to none. Oh my god, you're such an idiot, Twigger. 5 kills for 2 in favor of that blue team, and they've got now 3 to none. That's what I was trying to say when I was combining those 2 stupid things. 3 people alive to the none of the red team. Volibear is now alive, but I don't think he's going to have enough to stop them from taking down this inhibitor, because if he gets too engaged on that Amumu, he's going to be taken down from the Rengar. But now Lee Sin is here. He was not able to save the inhibitor. Going to kick the Rengar back, but even if he dies, it does not really matter. But wow, he manages to pick up the Volibear as well. Rengar is very, very strong right now with that Black Cleaver and the pickaxe with his necklace, but the shutdown bonus going down for the Lee Sin, and now Xpecial is in a little bit of a pickle, getting the Q landed on him. But does he have enough to hopefully survive this one? The intervention going down onto the Lee Sin. Can he dodge? Oh, wow, he manages to survive that one, and Talon coming in and picking up the Lee Sin right after the intervention ends, and Xpecial once again walking away with barely any health. What a great play on his part. He's doing a very good job using his activatable item, the Shirelia's Reverie, getting away from that. Unreal play right now from Xpecial. Really showing us how to play that Lulu support. And one thing I have to mention is that for a lot of people who want to play support, Lulu is one of those who is quite complicated, actually. Like, it's a good champion just in the fact that her kit is very supportive, and it is fairly easy to play her just as a regular support, but she is a very difficult champion to master when to use her abilities on enemies versus on allies. It's a tricky thing to kind of get your head around and what to do, but it looks like the Amumu stole that red buff away. But as I was just saying before, Xpecial really giving us the Lulu 101 tutorial here, playing a great game, and really just helping her team, because when you're looking at a team with 3 kind of more assassin-based champions, like not necessarily Riven, but Riven not building tanky is much more assassin-based. So Riven, Rengar, and Talon, you need to have that support on your side to be able to keep these people alive. A flash ultimate catching 4 people out from that Amumu. What a brilliant ultimate. Great play from the Amumu. The Wild Growth knocking them up as well, and Riven now going in, taking down the Varus. I think this is going to be the end of this game. ZionSpartan running away as Quin, going to try to distract them to buy as much time as he can, but a great bandage toss landing in. That's going to be a double kill for the Amumu. It's currently 3-0. Kayle coming in to try to pick down that Talon. But once again, a great shield coming down. It's going to be the death of Talon, but a shield coming up from the Lulu Xpecial, keeping Talon alive for just long enough to pick off that Kayle. And now it's just Lee Sin defending this in this Nexus, and he's going to be taken down from the Riven, who's 13-4-16. A great score coming out of that top laner, and I think this is going to be GG, folks. This was an absolutely action-packed game. I don't feel like I ever stopped talking about the action that was going down, and I don't know if they're just going to take down this Nexus or they're going to go for this last kill onto the Volley Bear. I think they're going to go for it. Rengar's going to pick that one up, ending his game at 7-7-13. What more can I say besides everything I've already said this game? This has been a phenomenal game. Xpecial doing a great job on support, really playing that Lulu to the best of his ability and showing just how strong Lulu is, even playing on a team that was very AD heavy, and 3 assassins who could be fairly easily bursted down. That Lulu really came in handy keeping those guys alive. And also, you know what, ZionSpartan not having the best game, but also showing us that Quin is still a champion that you can play. I'm not going to say a viable champion you can play, but still always interesting seeing pro players play unique champion picks. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that game, and I will see you guys in the next commentary.